Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
And today we have our special guest. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves? Ladies first.
Sure. Hey guys, it's your girl Monique Nicole here from Atlanta, Georgia, and I am happy to be here.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm Nita Diva. I'm from the DMV area, and I'm happy to be here also.
Glad to have you again. And last but not least.
What's going on, fam? It's your man, Vay KJ. Happy to be here, right here on the Spot Real Talk. That's right. Make it happen. Let's go.
I know that's right.
I like that.
I heard that.
Yes, indeed. So the energy is high, and we have a great show for you today because we have a special guest for a roundtable discussion. Ron, would you like to bring in our special guest?
Sure will.
There he is. Hello.
Peace. What's going on, y'all?
He's rocking the logo and everything. That's my boy.
What's
I love
up.
that.
Yes, sir.
So, in case y'all been hiding under a rock somewhere and don't know, this is Jason Louder, who is playing on BMF as Remy this season, and he's been turning things up down there in the A.
That's right.
Salute. What's going on?
We're glad to have you. We had you a while back when you were on the Wu-Tang series.
Yes.
So we're glad to have you. You are family up here.
Thank you for having me back, family. You know what I mean?
Of course, man.
Yes, indeed. And we are really enjoying your performance on this season of the show. We're really excited to hear that you were joining the cast. So, how has that been for you?
It's been a roller coaster ride. It's been a blessing because, like, legit, when they say BMF, the F stands for family. Like, that's how I feel like that it's family. I mean, with everybody, with Meech, with Da Vinci, with McCole, even with Russell. You know what I'm saying? He just everybody has been so welcoming and so open. And just so giving, and it's like, man, this is family for real, man. So I'm fully grateful. I mean, and it's across the board. It's from the director, from from Tim to the showrunner Heather. It's like, man, it's everybody's just beautiful, man. And then Randy from all the way, from what as he's recovering in LA. It's just been a whole. Just a boatload of just love, man, and I'm grateful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ron, you want to get us kick-started off with some questions?
Okay, I got some questions for you, but I'm going to first start out by your history. You were part of an underground hip hop group, and don't kill me, but I think y'all will call
It's hard to pronounce, even when you look at it. So it's unknown.
Unknown. So help me with that. I mean, give us a little taste of what that was like.
Ooh, Unknown Seeds. The Unknown Seeds. So I was rapping back in high school, because I was pursuing a basketball. I was like, I'm gonna play for the Atlanta Hawks. I'm gonna play in college, And so once I got cut in high school, my senior year, that kind of thwarted that. And then I was always a hip hop head. I love the music, love the culture, love the genre. So then I started writing rhymes, and I started my own little group in my neighborhood called Future Black Inspirations, FBI. And so did FBI. We were doing little showcases at Sharon Showcase and performing with like ABC, Another Bad Creation. And we were doing like showcases here and there. And then I said, man, we got to grow up. We got to grow. And so right before I graduated from high school, I changed the name to Understatement. And so from there, I went to Georgia Southern University. My cousin, he was already there. He was doing his thing, rapping with his crew. And so we ended up having a talent show. And then at the talent show, we ran into this other group who wanted to battle us. And that group was called the Unknown Seeds. So they said, hey man, y'all need to we should form together. So we formed together, became this mega group on the campus of Georgia Southern University. Not even a mega group. We just became this conglomerate, right? And so we were doing conscious hip hop. I mean, so our music was definitely music with the purpose, music with the theme, you know what I'm saying? And so went from there. Then one of our other homeboys, he was in the group, but he was going to Morehouse College. So he was making his headway in Morehouse in Atlanta. And once we all graduated from Georgia Southern, we came to Atlanta, and he said, "Hey, there's another group. There's 4 other groups that I've been like battling with and competing with." And he said they want to form one mega group called the Cult of Icon. So we formed this mega group in Atlanta called the Cult of Icon. It was 5 different hip hop groups in Atlanta. We were doing Yin Yang Cafe, everything. We were everywhere. We was everywhere, right? and of course, had an opportunity to get signed, and things kind of went way left. And so it broke everybody up. And then from that point, we were kind of doing our own thing. Of course, people started having babies and getting married. And then it's kind of sizzled away. But then one of the other guys in the group, he kept going. His name is Quam Scott. So he was still going. And I would be his hype man. So every show, I would be backing him up like, yeah, yo. So they was like, yo, you Flavor Flav, you the down south Flavor Flav. And I was like, that's me. I'm the down south Flavor Flav, baby. So, so that's kind of where that went.
Absolutely.
And then from that point, he called me one day and was like, "Hey, you should be an actor because there's an audition going. This is an audition at Georgia State that you should go for." And I was like, "What?"
Oh, you were teaching at that time too.
What's that?
You were teaching at that time.
I was teaching at the same time. So I was teaching during the day and then doing shows at night. So I was like, "Yeah, man."
I know that's right. Grinding.
grinding. And that once I went to that audition, my life changed forever. And that's when acting found me. And here we are. Yes.
Yes.
That's definitely your calling. It's definitely your calling, Jason. So proud of you. So proud of you. You know, I know you on Wu-Tang. I just went to see the Wu-Tang residency in Vegas. Had to throw that in there. But but anyway, I wanted to say to you, since you were part of the conglomerate, the dance team, bringing it back to BMF. Remy is not willing to join a conglomerate with Meech. And Meech has the pure weight. So I'm just wondering, like, you know, it sounds like your soldier was saying y'all weight is kind of stepped on and everything. Is it just because Meech is an outsider? Like, why is Remy so against, you know, joining with Meech?
I think it's primarily because he's like, how are we gonna let somebody else from the outside, somebody from not from our city, come and take over? And he's just like, nah, that can't happen. So he's very adamant about that just not being the case. Like I'm not sure if Meech could have said, hey, we'll let you lead and you could be the face and then we'll just play the back. But I mean, that proposition never came up. So Remy is like, you know, take wood or die. And so if you ain't Atlanta, then nah, you don't need to be in our city doing nothing, trying to move nothing and lead nothing. Because even with the MKs, he got beef with Glock. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, y'all trying to come from Miami and try to take over our hood. So Remy is dead set on why all these people trying to come to our city and take over. That's not gonna happen over my dead body. That's kind of where he stands, you know. And it's stubborn. It's stubborn. It's ego. But you know, it's like we all know that person who you can tell them 10,000 ways, and they just not gonna see it. They're not gonna see it, and it's like, come on, man. But yeah, he's dead set. Like, as y'all can see, he cutting people's mouth, he cutting people's tongues out. That's how crazy.
You know, I was very torn about
Volunteer.
that. I was really torn because I was like, I understand why you did it because he was disloyal, but at the same time, I was like, that's your boy from, you know, childhood, and you was ruthless.
Ruthless. Remy, he's kind of lost it. I think he lost it after Milton. After Milton was killed, little Milton was killed. I think it kind of took him. It took because his brother, you know, he lost his brother, you know what I'm saying, to the in the Atlanta murders. And so that just took him, it just took him to a whole nother space. And he's kind of like, I don't think he may not be able to be brought back because he's like, nah.
Okay, Monique, you want to go ahead and jump in? Do you have a question for Jason?
Hello, Jason. I am Nicole from Atlanta, Georgia. What's up?
Let's go.
Hey. ATL in the house. So I have to say, just speaking with you, you have a very infectious personality, a very beautiful spirit about yourself, which I really admire. I was prepared to come on here and roast your character because I was very upset with your character this past episode, taking out your homeboy. Like, I know he wasn't loyal, but it was for a greater cause. So, but I must say, you definitely have an amazing personality, and I'm very proud of you. And congratulations on all your success. And sorry, question. Let's see. What is my question? You kind of answered it because I really wanted to get into the psychology behind Remy's decision making and how stubborn he's essentially being, but you really kind of answered it for me and gave me a different perspective to look at it. Not saying I agree with the character, but I can kind of understand that perspective of being territorial and not having outsiders kind of come in and claim your throne, essentially. So I do understand more, and I respect your character just a smidget.
Just a smidget, okay.
Attitude, but just a smidget.
Cutting you some slack.
Give you a little slack, brother, a little slack.
And I think also, Nicole, thank you. I also believe that because we are all layered as humans, and so we have these complexities and we have these nuances that people may not really understand or overstand. And so because of that, we're flawed. And so I'm grateful that they are able to show a flawed human trying to figure shit out. Excuse my French.
Yeah, and you're doing it in an amazing way. Just again, I think the audience would be so surprised to see your personality and who you are as a human being. So you're doing an excellent job portraying the character and role of Remy. So kudos to you.
Thank you, Queen. I give thanks.
All right, Jay, you up next.
VKJ of VKJ TV. Jason, you're killing it, brother. You're doing your thing. Salute to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for sharing your story too. As you look in the background, you see all these albums on my wall.
I see you.
DJ to producer to, you know, in the industry in the 90s and the 2000s. So I can relate to your, you know, to your journey and everything you went through and pivoting, you know, going from this to that and teaching and now in acting. I salute you, man. You're doing it because you are one of the characters that we love to hate. You know what I'm saying? and you're doing your thing like very thorough. And I wanted to ask you, bro, like, how did you make that transition? Because even when we started talking about BMF, you just kind of like turned into Remy right before our eyes. I don't know if anybody else noticed, you know? So how do you make that transition to just like turn it on just like that, just go right into character just like that?
Wow, give thanks, King. That's a good question, bro. And I think for me, I believe that, you know, as an artist, we do bring a piece of ourselves to all the characters that we play, right? So people may be seeing a piece of me that I made the shadow self. So for me, turning that shadow on is an opportunity to it's kind of therapeutic because I don't get to be that on a day-to-day basis, right? So I'm like getting that almost purging. I'm purging that out, you know what I'm saying? So I saw those people, you know what I'm saying, growing up. I saw the hood cats. It was like, oh man, he's okay, that's T, that's Ty, you know what I'm saying? That's whoever, you know, I mean, and so I pull from them as well. And it's odd because I told my little brother, man, he told me, wow, like 2018, 17, he was like, yo, I heard there's a show about BMF. It's coming out. He said, hey, bro, I think you're going to be on that show. And I was like, I mean, okay, that's cool. Thank you for saying that, you know. And so, you know, he and I, we grew up in the same household, but we chose different courses in our lives. And so now I kind of use him as a muse for Remy, because you know, he's learning about, my brother's learning about his life while he's doing some time right now. And I told him, I said, hey man, you know, I think we all have an opportunity to always grow, and some people grow in different ways, but I'm able to just to turn it on when it's time to go. And that's a huge difference between just doing the work and knowing the story. And my acting coach told me acting is doing is being, and being is believing. If I don't believe it, then nobody, the audience is not going to believe it. So I have to go in believing this is who I am. I am Remy Ransom. So when I turn, when they say action, I'm already locked in. I'm Remy Ransom already. So everything I think, all his thoughts, everything is just, that's, y'all see that. Y'all are seeing that play out in a real time. In a real way.
We believe you, brother. I mean, we believe you all the way, man. So you are definitely carrying this character, man, and keep it up, brother. You doing your thing.
Sir. Yeah, thanks. Ah, man.
Y'all so dope. Yes, indeed. Anita the Diva.
Diva. Yes. Hey, Jason. It's so nice to meet you. I appreciate being here, talking to you and everything. I do enjoy your work as Remy on BMF as well. I am more on the back end. I like to talk about the actors. I like to talk about the directors, the writers, and stuff like that. So that's where my question is going to come from. So I know we have a lot of new faces with BMF, but there are some heavy hitters, some alumni. We have Russell Hornsby. We have Steve Harris. Even though I know you don't have many scenes with them, but have they been instrumental with trying to take you underneath their wing, show you some things, you know, give you some nuggets and gems and all that stuff? Anything?
Yes. Well, you know what? I it's beautiful because Russell, on one of the days we were on set, he pulled me and Jordan, or Claude. Y'all know him as Claude, but I know it is Jordan. He pulled us to the side and we were just kind of picking his brain. We were like, hey man, you know, how long, you know, we see that you've been in the business for a long time, and we see that, you know, that you've been like, you're still here and you're still doing it and you're doing it well. And he was just kind of like, yes, like, no, this is a game of attrition. So he said, whatever y'all do, you have to stay consistent. Just stay consistent in the work. And he said, always develop yourself. He said he directed episode 7. He said, so you have to get into directing, and you have to get into writing, and you have to get, like, definitely don't be afraid to step into those other worlds, and it's going to make you a better actor. So I'm like, thank you, my brother. Like, yo,
that was fantastic advice.
That's true.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and I saw Steve Harris. He likes to play spades. So I didn't want to bother him when he was playing spades. But he was whipping some people's butts, and they was playing for money. So I was like, I'm not gonna bother.
Okay. That is hilarious. Yeah, it's so interesting, like, hearing you say that too, because one of my other questions, we're gonna go around too for questions, but I was thinking about the shootout scenes, because you've been in a couple of those shootout scenes and they've been very intense. And it's like, how do you maneuver? I know you say you turn it on and you get into that mode, but it's real. Like, that would be traumatizing for me if I was to really put myself into that situation. You know, how do you prepare for those intense type of scenes like that?
I think we were blessed because our first AD and our director, like Tim, specifically for that episode with it in Techwood, Tim, he kind of walked us through the dance. So it was like, he said, this is going to be a very intricate dance that we're going to do, but it's going to be a lot of moving parts. So we have to everybody has to be aware and cognizant of everything that's happening all while this is going on. So we walked it a couple of times, kind of like went through it, and then even the guys who worked with us with the artillery, they were very intentional about, hey, if something doesn't feel right, y'all stop. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things to where like everybody was safe. They wanted to make sure that we were safe first. First and foremost, our safety was the biggest concern. And they were using air assault rifles. So I mean, the air, it was air. You could feel that air coming past your ear. It was like, oh, snap, this is real. So it did raise the stakes for us as actors. And for me, I was fueled by that because it intensified everything that was happening, right? And so it just made the stakes even greater as an actor. So wow. I absolutely enjoyed it. Yeah,
because those scenes were pure chaos.
Chaos. But everybody held their own. Everybody was very professional about how they, how they played it out. So I was like, man, whoo, we made it.
Yes. Now, Tiffany, go ahead. I was going to open up the floor.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was a really exciting episode with the Battle of Techwood, and going back to the situation with Remy and Meech, and you already explained the psychology. I was wondering, like, when the team was like, when Meech proposed a temporary truce, like, I know the MKs is your nemesis too. They are. But I was like, it seemed like it would have made sense for y'all to come together, you and me, just for that time to get the MKs up out of there. And then you guys can go El Mano to El Mano and stuff. And I was like, you just was like, not having it at all, huh? At all.
At all. At all. And so once again, that just shows you sometimes how, someone can be so pig-headed and so stubborn that they don't even see their own. They're tripping up over their own foot, or they're cutting what they say they cut your
nose
to the nose to spite the face.
Yeah, cutting the nose to spite the face, right? So it's like he couldn't even see that because he was so dead set on these people. They're coming in, they're trying to take over. No, I'm not gonna have it. And also, he was also like kind of salty because every time he tried to enjoy himself in the club, Meech always coming like sneak attack. I'm like, so Remy like, dang, every time, dog, you gonna do this every time you see me? Wow.
You sure you didn't take Remy's girl in the past or something like that?
You know what?
Just kidding.
Yo. So yeah, and Meech, he did it. I mean, I think he came in with the intention of saying, all right, this has got to work. But then Remy was like, nah, bro. Nah. Yeah. Nah.
I want to ask you though, your character, Remy, you lost some credibility in Techwood. Big time. And with the death of Milton, how do you regain that? How do you come back from that? What's your character's next move? Because Techwood was all he had, and he's lost that credibility. So what's next?
Yeah, so I think without, I of course, NDA, I can't say what's going to happen in the next episodes, but, I think it's going to be him showing that he can protect, it's like almost like, well, I have to show them how much I'm going to protect this neighborhood. Okay, what am I going to do to the Red Dogs? What am I going to do about, okay, now that Chaka, he's dead, so Glock is the next, moving piece. Just showing that part, as well as bringing the rest of the hoods in Atlanta together, because he's like, all right, I got to show Techwood that I'm still a leader and I can bring everybody else in. And then now we can do what we can protect our city together, because this is our city. He's dead set on like, this is our city. Let me show y'all how I'm going to protect our city.
Okay.
Oh, and
So-
if I can piggyback off it. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
I was going to piggyback too, but ladies
Go
first.
ahead. You go
ahead.
first.
Okay, thank you. So with that being said, okay, in the beginning, episode 1, Monique, you know this, I made a prediction that Techwood would eventually line up with BMF. Now, I know you got the NDA. I know you can't say much, but tap your foot. They are going to get together. That's all I want.
Blink, blink,
Tap your foot.
blink twice.
Because
Blink
that's what I
twice.
see happening. Because we know the documentary, right? We know that BMF took over Atlanta. So
Yeah.
in my mind, it's like, yo, they got to get together. You know,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
That makes the most sense, right? It makes the
Right.
most sense based on what we know as the true story.
Right.
So there's been some creative liberties, if you will.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that, Jake. I like that.
And then we'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Okay. Right. And my piggyback was more along so the lines because you just took out your boy and you got the rest of your crew kind of watching as that's happening. And so I always go back and forth with, is it better as the leader to be feared or to be loved? And, Meech is one of those lovable people that loves to bring people together. Yeah. And it's enticing to a crew that's already, in search of something peaceful and looking for that kind of leadership. But Remy is very like ruling with the iron fist. And if I was in his crew, I would be afraid and maybe thinking about jumping ship.
Yeah.
So how do you contend with that?
No, that's fair. That's fair. And I think that, that's what, once again, that's that pig-headed. He's like, I'm a lead the way I know how to lead. And if you're not for me, then you against me. So it's like, it's like, dang, Remy, this how you want to do it? Is this how you really want to do it? And I think he feels like this is the only way. This is the only way that he sees how to bring people back together, to galvanize the rest of the city, to galvanize the rest of the crews, and show them that, listen, I'm going to lead y'all. Y'all follow me, and I'm going to lead y'all to the promised land, either dead or alive. And that's kind of what he is.
Well, did you have to cut his head off? That's all I'm saying, brother.
I thought that was a bit extreme too, right? I was like,
that was your day one. You mean he could have a little pout out, but that was
between you and Henry. I don't know who's worse.
Yeah, the show Techwood. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with Remy.
I guess.
He's showing Techwood, the rest of Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah.
And Meech, especially Meech, right?
And Meech.
And Meech.
Like, it would be dope to see like an Atlanta-Detroit mashup where Henry goes up against Remy.
Wild.
Yeah.
Listen, it seems like you would be tempted because Meech has the pure weight. And I know that's what's enticing the team. It's not just, all of that.
Right.
It seems like from what the team is saying that y'all weight might be a little stepped on. And they're enticed by the fact that Meech's crew has pure weight.
Yeah. So once again, Remy is like, if you can't beat him, beat him.
It does seem that way. Like maybe it's more so about community versus profits. It seems like you're motivated by community more than the money.
Yeah. And I appreciate this conversation because again, I didn't get Remy's, I guess, his logic, his logic behind it. But now you're giving me a kind of another perspective to look at it. So I don't know.
It even seemed that way. It even seemed that way when you was taking care of the kids. When I first saw Remy, I was like, okay, he's down for the community. He's taking care of the kids, giving them lunches, then said, feed everybody. So I was like, yo, Remy's a good dude. That's what I saw in the beginning, and then we see what's going on. So you're not a bad dude. You're just a complex guy.
That's it.
That's
it. That's it. Yeah. That's the word for the day. Complex.
Yeah. I think you've redeemed yourself then through this interview.
Except that with that complexity, and you have Techwood, you were taking care of Techwood, and when I saw that, I thought, okay, this dude is smart. Because there's no way the community is gonna, turn him in when taking care of the community in the fashion that you were doing, which goes right back to Tiffany's question about Meech and the pure weight, because now you would have more profit, better, or shall I say even better profit, coming in, and it would just make natural sense for someone who is community minded as Remy is, take part in something that's only going to bring him pure profit or more profit. And I think that was the most surprising thing for me, is that Remy couldn't see the forest for the trees. And I couldn't, and you know, as again, you can't say what's coming up next, but certainly if one of the writers, if you all are listening to this, come on, write that in, because this is who he is, and he's got to get back to Techwood, loving Techwood, and Techwood loving him. Come on, people, wake up.
Wake up.
Let's go.
Let the people say. Let the people say.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
that's a great point.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, I was thinking too about the Atlanta accents too, because talking to you on here, I wouldn't guess that you were, you know, had any roots in Atlanta or anything, but on the show, you kind of let the accent come out.
I did.
Yeah, and I was like, is that, you know, something that, you know, when you're not in your native space, you lose kind of a piece of your accents, or is it something that you can just pull out? Like, no, I know how to, what is it, code switch?
It's definitely the code switch, because you know, when I'm with my brothers and my sister, and, you know, when we chill, it's like, man, yeah. And it's sometimes it comes out a little bit more, but also I think that, you know, for me, I had to master different, so I had to like learn a Jamaican accent, learn an African accent. Like, so once I really tapped into my acting toolkit, I was like, oh, I need to be able to be fluid and to be able to move in so many different spaces. So now I'm working with an accent coach on a British accent. So, you know, I think it's just, it comes from me. I always had my mom, she was always heavy on us about like using proper English. Boy, you better use that proper English. And I was like, oh, mama, you know, so but she kind of got it in us at an early age, at least for me, where it kind of stuck. And so, you know, when I am in College Park, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, we chilling, cuz, for real.
I like that thing, because it adds some authenticity to the character.
Right.
But Jason, let them know that Atlanta has different accents, though.
It does. Decatur
does sound different than College Park, 100. Different than Gwinnett County, different than, you know, so
Riverdale,
it's all,
I saw your demo reel, and you're also a comedian too, because I saw this reel where you were a janitor, you were in an elevator, and these three white boys, and that Jamaican accent was down. I mean, you had me fooled. And I mean, but it was such a funny reel, my brother. So, you know, I got to give it up to you. You just, you know, you 360 are good. It's nothing you can't do.
I thank you for sharing that. I thank you for sharing that, Ronald, because I'm always growing and I always want to grow, right? And because I feel like as not only as an artist, but as a human, if we're not growing, then we're not living. So I'm always looking for different ways to evolve and to grow. So thank you for sharing that, my brother. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Anybody else got any other questions or comments? Go ahead, Monique.
Yes, Mr. Jason, without telling too much, if you could use, let's see, 3 words to describe the finale of the season, what would you say? How would you describe it?
I would say it's kind of already been this. So y'all have gone on the ride so far, but I was gonna say even more explosive.
Oh gosh. Explosive.
Even more heartbreaking, and even more heart-wrenching.
Whoa, I wasn't expecting that.
I think you opened up
changed my thoughts.
I'm scared now.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm scared. You're excited, and I'm excited. And I'm scared. I'm excited and scared at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So just get ready.
Yeah.
Just be ready.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say is be ready.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
There's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna unfold, and yeah.
Okay. Well, we got a lot to look forward to. You got me thinking now. But this was really, really awesome. We thank you so much for your time. Like we say, you are family, and you are welcome on our platform whenever you like.
Ashe. I really feel, and like I said, I feel connected to y'all so much, and I thank y'all for being a beautiful, like, participants in this process, in this space of I guess of storytelling, because y'all are as intricate as us as actors, as us as creatives, right? Y'all are as intricate because now you all get to say how it made y'all feel and what you all take from it. So that helps us in more ways than we can even imagine or can be grateful for. So I'm grateful for y'all 100,000%.
And you're looking at a bunch of Black professionals. We're blackity black. We're the blackity black production group. Okay? We got a bunch of professionals sitting up here. So anytime you want to come back and share blackity black with some blackity blacks, we're here.
I got you. I'm actually working on I'm developing a series that addresses post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's in development right now. And I would love to come back and talk about that.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely, that would be awesome.
It's open to you anytime.
Anytime. I have to tell you this, I'm so proud of you. Like when I first saw last season that you were on, I was like, that's amazing. And then when I saw that they expanded you this season, I was like, oh, we up.
Yes.
So I'm so excited.
She ain't lying either. We had to go grab her from the clouds because she was just floating.
I was so excited. I was like, Jason is up. And I already know that, from your filmography, I see you got a lot going on. And I know you're acting coach and stage work, all that stuff. And then I know it's just the sky's the limit from here. So I'm so excited. LaWanda's excited for you. Yeah, and stuff too. So we just look forward to you coming back and sharing your other projects with us.
Ashe, I love y'all to the fullest. I really do.
Love you too.
Thank you so much. And again, we love your energy. You just have this brightness around you. So, appreciate your time and energy.
Ashe.
So on that note, I think we are going to call it a night. Thanks to everyone for watching, and join us next time on The Spot Real Talk.
The Spot Real Talk.
Sound hoodie season, back around, no more summer bounce, little squeeze out, keep that indoors when we're throwing down, oversized jumper with our underwear out. I'm on the sound hoodie season, back around, no more summer bounce, little